Hi! Today we are going to have a look at another one of Cory Henry's performance in the hymn Amazing Grace, in one of the performances which I like the most. So, as we did in a previous video, today we are going to have a look at what he uses within his creativity in one specific portion, and this is a way to start to understand what is his thought process and also what are his resources, and see what we can learn from there. You know, I see this as a sort of community effort where different people can have a look at the way he plays, and if you are curious like me, you know, you will know where I am coming from. We want to play and we want to understand what people that we admire does. And you know, when I was a kid, I dreamed on playing like Oscar Peterson, but now when I grow up, I want to play like Cory Henry. So first, let's have a look at the portion that I am going to analyze today with you and see what we can learn from there. Alright, so in this portion, what you see is something that has been used for many years by different pianists like Art Tatum, Oscar Peterson, Tommy Flanagan, Hank Jones, Bill Evans. This is what Barry Harris has been teaching for many years, which is what he calls the 6 diminished scale. So Cory Henry is playing Amazing Grace here in C major, right? So when we think about the 6 diminished scale, what we are adding is the A flat in this case, so the scale sounds like this. Alright, so when we look at the chords within this progression, we have the C6, then the diminished note of B, or A flat diminished, again the C6, and so on. So this is what we can learn in many videos in YouTube, and I encourage you to learn it because it is somewhat sophisticated in the ways that this can be used and the logic around it. But what Cory is doing here, if we try to break it down, is the light version of a chord progression in here. So what he's doing is basically with starting on the A, he's doing this, and see if you can look at the screen and the keyboard in there. Here we go to the diminished C6, then he skips a diminished chord, he goes back to the C6 in another tone, the same in here, then he goes to the diminished again, the C6, and then he resolves to the D major. Okay? So a little bit faster he's doing. And if you pay close attention to all this performance, you know, I give you a challenge and see where else he's playing it. But so this is what we have watched in here is not the only place where he uses it. He has used it in another portion of Amazing Grace. And this concept of using these chords which create movement For example, he has been using it in other songs. For one of them is when he plays Yesterday, and he plays a different chord at the beginning, and probably you have noticed it and you have heard it. He plays the song Yesterday in D, so the sixth diminished will involve this chord, right? So he starts the song Yesterday playing. And so on. So here he's using these chords from this scale that create movement, as Barry Harris likes to explain it. So, going back to Amazing Grace, when we hear this again in the context of the song, it sounds very nice, and is one of the resources that Cory Henry draws from this knowledge, and that we can also learn it to use it as well. Let's use it again.